Today's lesson will be on sectors of circles, which is basically if you have a circle and remember this would be your radius and all the way across would be your diameter, but the sector of a circle is like a pi of this. So if I made an angle like this would be considered your sector. This would be your central angle, which we're going to call theta, that Greek letter variable. Okay, and then your arc length would be this particular arc, the length of this right here. And then the area of the sector would be whatever the area of this is. Okay, so basically we're talking about portions of circles. All right, so to find the area, very important that you know the area and circumference of an entire circle, a full circle. So we've got a couple big formulas here, just to review for you. Area of a circle is pi r squared. And the circumference, which is perimeter of a circle, distance around it, is pi d or 2 pi r. I like to use pi d. All right, so for example, if I have a circle, that's not the best looking circle there. And let's say my radius is 3, we'll say units, then the area of this is pi times radius squared, pi times 3 squared. And we could write that as 9 pi. That would be the exact answer. That would be square units. If you wanted to multiply by pi, it would be about 28.3 square units. The circumference of the circle is pi times the diameter, which would be 6. And so it would be 6 pi units, which would be about 18. 6 times 3.4, which is exactly about 18.8. If I have this circle, let's say my radius is 5 inches, then the area of this would be pi r squared. Square the radius times pi. And 25 pi is approximately 78.5, and that'd be square inches. The circumference of the circle is the diameter, which would be 10 times pi. And you should be able to do this mentally. That'd be about 31.4 inches. Because remember, that is the arc length of this, or the just total distance around the circle. All right, so to find the area of a sector, where the central angles and radians, you're going to simply find the fraction of the circle you have times the area of the entire circle. So the angle divided by 360, because there's 360 degrees in a full circle, times pi r squared. So for example, we'll start very simple here. Let's say we have a circle like this. Let's say your radius is 4 centimeters, and this is your sector. So you can see this angle is 90 degrees. So if I was going to find the area of this sector, I would take 90 divided by 360 times the area of the entire circle, which is pi r squared, or 16 pi. 90 over 360, we're talking about 1/4 of that circle. 1/4 of 16 pi would be 4 pi, and that would be square centimeters. If I have this circle, and let's give this a radius of 2.5, and my angle is going to be about 160 degrees. Okay, so to find the area of that sector, it'd be 160 divided by 360 times pi r squared. 2.5 squared is 6.25 times pi. Okay, we could cancel here. We could take a 4 out of each of these. That's 4/9. Basically, we're talking about 4/9 of the circle. So if I would take 4 times 6.25 pi and divide that by 9, the area of this one would be about 8.7, and that would be square units. In this case, I did not specify if this would be inches, then it would be inches squared. So one more example here. Here's my circle. Let's give it a radius of 7 centimeters. Let's say my angle is about 250 degrees. And so this is the sector we're talking about. That area of the sector, I would take 250 divided by 360, because that's the part of the circle I'm dealing with, times 49 pi, area of the entire circle. I could cancel here, and then I could simply take 25 times 49 pi and divide by 36. And then the area of the circle, or sector, would be about 106.9. This would be square centimeters. Finding arc length when the central angle is in degrees. So to find the arc length of a sector of a circle, you'll simply find the fraction of the circle you have times the circumference of the entire circle. So the angle divided by 360 times pi d, which is your circumference. So if I have a circle like this, let's say my radius is 3 inches, and I'm talking about, let's do 90 degrees again. So then my circumference would be 90 over 360 times pi times d, which would be 6 pi. I could cancel the 10s. 6 goes into 36 6 times. 3, 9, 6 is like 3 over 2. So it basically would be 3 pi over 2. That would be the exact answer of that, but if I multiply it out, it's approximately about 4.7, that would be inches. That's the arc length. That would be this length right here, 1/4 of the entire circle. So if I have this circle, let's give it a radius of 10 inches, and let's say my angle is 120 degrees. If I want to find the circumference or the arc length of that, and again, apologize for this, but the arc length is typically symbolized by the small letter s. So it would be 120 divided by 360 times circumference of the entire circle, pi times d, which would be 20 pi. I can cancel. It's 1/3. And so my arc length would be 20 pi over 3. That's the exact answer, inches, which using your calculators would be about 20.9 inches. I'm going to stop this video right now, but the next video we'll talk about doing area of a sector and arc length when the angle is in radians.